Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers, and welcome back to the 35th West Coast Jalsa Salana USA. I am joined here with Ahsan Mahmood Khan, who is Afsar Jalsa Ga. Assalamu alaikum, Ahsan Saab.
Walaikum salam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, we are doing well. It is such a pleasure to be back here after a few years.
Yes. No, Jalsa Mubarak. Welcome. It's always good to see you, Salaam Bhai, coming from the East Coast. And I know you're coming for Jalsa, but also because of this beautiful weather that we have, by the grace of Allah.
And so it is December, it is winter in the continental U.S. Tell the viewers what they're missing in terms of weather right now.
Well, first of all, they're missing a lot of really good spiritual food. Jalsa, promises High Islam, there's no bigger blessing. But yes, I mean, we're very blessed. We sometimes take it for granted here in LA. But the weather's amazing, especially this weekend where the entire country is in like a polar freeze, it seems. We have beautiful weather. It's like literally room temperature outside right now.
So we have 3 days full of not just this blessed weather, but the company of so many excellent people. So tell us, what is Jalsa?
You know, Jalsa Salana is obviously a tradition started by the promised Messiah, Islam, the Mahdi and Messiah of our time. And it is meant to really create like a spiritual rejuvenation amongst the members. We just heard a Friday sermon in which Huzoor's address from 2004 was quoted, in which he said that Jalsa is a way to reconnect with Allah Ta'ala, to improve yourself spiritually and morally. And it started with 75 members in 1891 in small town of Qadian, and now by the grace of Allah, it's everywhere. And this weekend, the Qadian Jalsa coincides with our Jalsa, along with one in Burkina Faso. A shout out to my brothers and sisters in Burkina Faso as well.
Indeed. And we've all, we all acknowledge the elephant in the room is the pandemic, of course.
Yes.
And one of the elephants regarding the pandemic is how during this time where people were isolated, a lot of people across the country, across the world,
Yes.
moved away from faith.
Yes.
So how can an event like Jalsa
Yes.
rejuvenate someone's faith?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. I mean, by the way, that elephant was vaccinated, so just so you know. But as I mentioned, Jalsa Salana is a time for rejuvenation. And when you look at the speeches and you listen to the tilawat and the nazms, it basically brings your focus back to the only thing that matters, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It also, takes your focus towards what Huzoor has guided us on a regular basis, but in sort of a compilation of different addresses and speeches. But also it's the brotherhood, the sisterhood. There's so many people from all over the country gathering. They're eating together. They're laughing and joking. They're trying to rekindle bonds after many years. They're visiting various booths and whatnot. So it's just the atmosphere is where the rejuvenation happens.
That's excellent. And is that going back to the original purposes of Jalsa
Yes.
Salana? Talk about that.
Yeah, so the purpose of Jalsa Salana, again, is to reestablish that bond with Allah Ta'ala. Sometimes we drift in different paths, and just like with anything where you need to have sort of that rejuvenation, that jumpstart, Jalsa Salana does that for us. And everybody who leaves Jalsa Salana, it could be a Jalsa Salana anywhere in the world, they come back with that spiritual energy. It starts to fade, and then another Jalsa comes. So.
Yeah. And with the youth, especially in the
Yeah.
West Coast, as youth anywhere, subject to a lot of societal ills, what is it about Jalsa that keeps them coming back?
Yeah. You're kind of insulated when you're within the confines of the Jalsa Salana. It's beautiful. It's pure. There's that camaraderie. There's that focus on spirituality and what matters. And so you kind of sequester yourself from the hustle and bustle of the outside world, all of the social challenges that we face from time to time. You're insulated from that within these confines. That's why it's particularly important for our youth to not only attend Jalsa Salana, but to listen to the speeches, and to listen to all of the breakout sessions.
Now, of course, one of the breakout things of the year was Huzoor's visit to America.
Yes, mashallah. Yeah.
So, alhamdulillah, it was a blessed visit. How have you seen that rejuvenate the Jama'at here on the West Coast?
Yeah, I mean, that was amazing. You were there, Salaam. We were there. We saw, I think, an estimated 10,000 people go through those queues, those lines to offer salat behind Huzoor. Huzoor even mentioned it in his Friday sermon that he saw that spiritual energy. We can't match that. Only Khalifa Waqt can bring that energy. But what we decided was that Huzoor's addresses, his 3 Friday sermons, his 2 public addresses, the various themes directed towards the United States, we put those together into a program, and that program is what is making up our theme of our Jalsa, which is Inni Ma'aka Ya Masroor this year.
All right, nice. So we have 13 speeches over the course of the weekend?
Yes, yeah, I think it's technically it's about 12 speeches, including a guest address, an address by Maulana Azhar Anif Sab in tonight's guest session, where we're expecting many guests, and our respected Ameer Sab, Dr. Mia Magfoor Sab, will give the closing address.
Excellent. And, for the viewers at home, home. Can you tell us maybe a personal experience you had with during Huzoor's visit?
God, there's so many. There's so many to mention, but I can just say that just offering salat behind Huzoor, physically behind Huzoor, it brings tears to your eyes. There's nothing that could replace it. And to me, that was a highlight time and again. Whenever I had an opportunity, I was able to go to Dallas, Zion, Maryland, by the grace of Allah. I was able to offer that salat behind Huzoor, and there's no better memory than that.
MashaAllah, excellent. Yeah. Well, so how many people are we expecting? Because it looks like the tent is a lot bigger this year than in years past.
Yes, mashallah. It's a larger tent. We have a lot of new improvements. In 2019, we had a hiatus for a couple of years. The attendance was 1,800. We're hoping to match or exceed that. We are still in a pandemic. We do have social distancing and masking and whatnot, although I don't have mine now, but I am socially distanced from people down there. But yeah, we're expecting if we can get 2,000, that would be well beyond our expectations.
Excellent. And I've seen some new tents pop up here as well.
Yes.
I see the Existence Project.
Yes.
We'll hear from Murabbi Saiban
Yeah.
during that exhibition tour.
Yes.
But that's something new this year too, huh?
Yes. The Existence Project is a thing from UK. A Murabbiyan from Canada have come for this, and so we're really looking forward to seeing what the response is to this year.
Excellent. Jazakallah to you and your team. We're going to be back with some more live footage from Jalsa Salana West Coast after this short break.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I'm joined with Dr. Rahman Sahib, Naib Ameer, and Mahmood Khan Sahib. A couple questions for you guys just to give us a kind of an understanding of the history of Jalsa Salana West Coast. So I'd like to first ask Anwer Khan Sahib if you can let us know when was Jama'at established in the West Coast?
And in 1974 by Rahman Jamal Saab was our first president, and we were about 5 or 6 families in 1974.
Very good. And I know there's a lot of memories. Anything you can share, early memories from the both of you, but I'll start with you first.
Yeah, in 1977 I moved here, and Jamal Saab was here and a few other members. Then the first Jamaat officially was established in 1978 actually, when Rahman Jamal Saab and the whole Amla was formed. And Amla consisted of only 6 people at that time. But then in 1982, 80, Dr. Hamidur Saab, 81, Dr. Hamidur Saab arrived, and mashallah, Dr. Hamidur Saab joined us as a president for about 25 years. Yes.
Any early memories that you have of that time?
Yes, I recall I came in 1981 as a orthopedic surgeon. It was my first job, and I was under the impression that there would be must be a nice big mosque, but unfortunately there was a small Jamaat, and we got together with the members that we should start working on it to have a mosque. So the Jamaat was very small. We used to get together on the weekends in Culver City or some other places, and alhamdulillah, with the efforts and the prayer of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih, Rabbi, with his continuous guidance, we were able to achieve this 5 acres lot. I remember Huzoor-e-Anwar always asked for, I need a 5 acre, nothing less than 5 acres. So we, our Jamaat members, used to get together. 5 acres what? It's a huge big project. However, we wrote Huzoor-e-Anwar a couple of times. Huzoor, we got a small place in LA, small place in Orange County, and Huzoor every time rejected it. And once Huzoor said, well, don't you understand what I mean? 5 acres outside the city. So alhamdulillah, with prayers of Huzoor, we got this 5 acres as Huzoor required from us. And I recall that this area was all around was the dairy farms. And we got this place, some of the members used to say, oh, there's a lot of smell. So however, within years, lot of members moved around. Anwar Sahib, who used to live 60, 70 miles away, he moved. Many other families moved. Now we have got the biggest concentration of the Ahmadis around the mosque. And the mosque has fell short. And alhamdulillah, with the permission of respected Ameer Sahib, we are inshallah will require another 6 acres adjacent to the mosque. The mosque, as a matter of fact, brief history is, Anwar Sahib can add it more, that in 1984 we got this 5 acres lot. As a matter of fact, it was a barren land, and there was a small house. We used to offer Munir Saab, and with his efforts, we started to look for building the mosque. And it was so difficult time for us financially that we were the architect, we were the builder, we did everything. So I used to, with the help of other members, I would name Ashar Rajput Saab. He had experience of construction, and somehow, so he, with his help, we used to make the drawings on a piece of paper, and we used to send it to Huzoor-e-Anwar, and he, with the help of with Chaudhry Abdul Rashid Saab was the architect. We would have the correspondence on and on. So however, eventually we got the design, we got an architect, hired him. His name was mm, Al Medina. Medina. So
I think this is very helpful. But also, how do you think in terms, or if Khan Sahib, if you can help us here with the Jalsa over time, Jalsa?
Yeah,
What growth have you seen there?
As the Jamaat grew, our members could not go on the East Coast for Jalsa Salana. So Maulana Ta'ala Sahib Kaleem Marhoom was then Ameer. So our Majlis Amla requested him that we should be given permission to hold a Jalsa on the West Coast. So he permitted us. So the first Jalsa Salana took place in 1982. And it took place at Masonic Lodge in San Francisco. And Mir Mahmood Ahmed Sahib Nasir was then a missionary here. He presided over Jalsa. Incidentally and ironically, the first Jalsa was attended by 75 people, same as the first Jalsa in 1891. We actually wrote the names on the wall of those people he attended. There were 2 Hindus and 3 Christians who participated in that Jalsa. And Mir Sahib, mashallah, presided over the session. So this was the beginning of the Jalsa. And the most interesting part of the Jalsa was Huzoor's address, Khalifatul Masih Rabi's address, of 5 mosques being built, Los Angeles being one. As Dr. Sahib is mentioning, it was relayed or played in that Jalsa.
Very good.
And this is how the donation work started.
And one thing I feel that there's still a lot of energy that we're reaping benefits from, just Huzoor-e-Anwar Talam says he's just recent visit.
Yes.
Do you feel that energy here, and what do you remember from that trip? Anything you'd like to share in the last minute that we have?
Absolutely. It is whenever Khalifatul Masih arrives at any city, people don't understand, but he leaves blessings after blessings. This Chino area had a median income of $73,000. And now their median income of this city is $98,000, and it is number 5 in the nation. Hazrat Khalifatul Masih stayed here 18 days. Khalifatul Masih Ayyat Allah bin Sajid, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Rabi came. The most distinct thing about which I recall, Dr. Sahib recalls as well perhaps, that we had a fire in the year 2003.
Right.
It happened, we were holding a mourning ceremony for Khalifatul Masih Rabi when the fire broke out. And 91 newspapers of the world carried this news of fire with a picture of Khalifatul Masih II.
Wow.
And we were mourning together, so they give this information to this, and 91 newspapers covered it. So such as, now another thing which is very important about Los Angeles Jalsa, this Jalsa here, is that first time Khalifatul Masih IV mentioned this Jalsa at Qadian Jalsa, that there is another Jalsa happening in Los Angeles. So our Jalsa was mentioned by Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Rabi Rahimullah.
Go ahead if you would like to add anything to that.
Yeah, I would like to add, and for the information of the members and listeners, that in Huzoor-e-Anwar Khalifatul Masih Rabi Rahimullah came for the foundation stone ceremony in 1987. And the mosque was built in a year and a half. Then Huzoor-e-Anwar came again in 1989 for the inauguration of the mosque. And Huzoor-e-Anwar came the 3rd time again. And what I was going to, you asked about the blessings. I will tell with the visit of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Khamis Ayatollah bin Nasir al-Aziz. And it's my conviction, any time, wherever the Khalifa goes, they take blessings. And the blessing we had with the Khalifatul Masih's visit, that we got within a year or two a mosque in another mosque in in the LA west side where the Hispanic population is,
Pico Rivera.
and that mosque is in the city of Pico Rivera, and it's called Masroor Mosque of Pico Rivera.
I think
So
that's
that's
really-
a blessing.
Alhamdulillah, and I appreciate both of you as guests and to provide insight into history. We look forward to what's going to happen in the upcoming Jalsa. This is just the start and a time for all of us to gather the vibes and the benefits that the Promised Messiah Islam's convention truly gives to Ahmadis all across the world.
Last statement I would like to make is we still invite Khalifatul Masih Ayatollah bin Aziz to come again to Los Angeles and maybe stay another 18 days.
Jazakallah. Jazakallah to everyone, and we look forward to the rest of the Jalsa.
Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Welcome back to the 35th West Coast Jalsa USA. I'm rejoined by Anwer Mahmood Khan Sahib and Naib Ameer Hamidur Rahman Sahib. Assalamu alaikum, gentlemen. So today we are now gearing up for the flag hoisting. And so Lawai Ahmadiyya, as it is affectionately known, is a very prominent part of the Jalsa Salana. So Anwer Sahib, can you tell us a little bit about Lawai Ahmadiyya?
Lawai Ahmadiyyat was hoisted for the first time on December 28, 1939 by Hazrat Khalifatul Masih II, Radhiyallahu Ta'ala anhu, and he said it is the sunnah of Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He is the first one to hoist the flag of Islam. And since this we are in the Tabligh is also a jihad, so we must hoist a flag. And flag is also part of a Persian couplet of Promised Messiah Islam. That couplet goes like this: Levae ma pana har Saeed khwahad booth, which means that under this flag, every Saeed, every submissive Ahmadi would like to take a refuge under the flag of Promised Messiah Islam and Islam. So this is a Persian couplet under which this flag was manufactured, 18 feet by 9 feet, and perhaps Dr. Saab can enlighten more about how it was formed. Very interesting feature. And the people who helped build this flag, part of their family is in United States. And one of them have donated $100,000 for Zion Mosque from the same family who built the first flag.
So now Ameer Sahib, tell us a little bit about who made the first flag.
It's very interesting that 1939 was the 50th years of the start of Jama'at Ahmadiyya.
Right.
And it was the 25th year of Khilafat of Khalifatul Masih Sani. At that time, before the Shura, the members decided that they should present something to Huzoor-e-Anwar. However, with the consultation, they decided to have a Lawai Ahmadiyya, the flag. So, however, Hazrat Khalifa, all the instructions were given by the Khalifatul Masih Sani at that time, and it was decided that the committee was made by the chairman of Mir Ishaq Sahab, Rizqallah anhu, and all the members will be Ashabi Hazrat Muhammad Islam, and also the ladies who were also involved in the weaving of the flag will be Sahabiyat. So, however, the cotton was also sewn by the Ahmadis, and that was again weaved into yarn, and then the flag, it was built, it was weaved by the Ahmadi ladies. It was 18 feet long and 9 feet wide. So again, it was decided to make it a dark in color, and on the flag, if you see, there is a Badr. And
what is a Badr?
Badr is the full moon picture that you see on the flag. And also there's a crescent on one side. And also there is if you look at it, there's a ayat written, وَلَقَدْ نَصَرَكُمُ اللَّهُ بِبَدْرٍ وَأَنْتُمْ أَذِلَّةٌ. And the flag, as Anwer Sahib said, it was hoisted on 28th of December at the time of the Jalsa. As a special stage was prepared for the flag, which is next to the regular stage. Khalifatul Masih came on the 5 feet high stage and it was hoisted. Then again, there are strict conditions how the flag has to be carried out, how it has to be locked, how it has to be taken care of, and how it has to be hoisted, and how many people are going to safeguard it. At that time, it was decided there will be 12 members who will safeguard the flag all the times. Before the sunset, it will be taken off by the elite, or which was Nazir. They will go and they will watch the flag again wrapping up, and with security will be taken. It will be locked, and there will be 2 locks on it. And this was followed up, and the Luai Ahmadiyat, as Anwar Sahib said, is the significance. There's
We've seen that there's a security force around the flag. Anwar Sahib, what's the significance of that security force?
Flag is the symbol of the nation, and it has to be safeguarded very carefully. In fact, so much so that this idea which you see in the banks, actually it was created by Khalifatul Masih II, that there should be 2 keys to that box where the flag is being kept safe. And 2 Nazir will guard it. 12 Khuddam will carry it. And there was a pledge which was made. Let me read the words of the pledge. मैं इकरार करता हूँ कि जहाँ तक मेरी समझ और ताकत में है, इस्लाम और अहमदियत के क़याम और उसकी मजबूती और उसकी इशाअत के लिए आखिर दम तक कोशिश करता रहूँगा, और अल्लाह ताला की मदद से इस अमर के लिए हर मुमकिन क़ुरबानी पेश करूँगा कि अहमदियत यानी हकीकी इस्लाम दूसरों सब दीनों पर गालिब रहे और उसका फ़्लैग कभी सरनगू ना हो, बल्कि दूसरे सब फ्लैग्स से ऊंचा रहे।